Hey guys, we're going to continue looking at different types of sentences. So we're looking at complete sentences, fragments, or run-on. And you're just going to listen to the sentence and then choose what type of sentence it is. So let's go ahead and look at the first sentence. Well, before we get started, let's just review. A complete sentence has a subject, so the who or the what, a verb, what's the action, and usually an object. So one of the examples that we used in the first couple of videos was Claire walks her dog, and the subject was Claire. She was the who or the what, and the verb or the action was walks, and then who or what did she walk was the dog, and that was the object. So we have to have that complete thought for it to be a complete sentence. And then a sentence fragment is usually a part of a sentence. So it's missing some different pieces. So it's either missing that subject or it's missing the verb or the object. It's an incomplete thought. It leaves us hanging. And then a run-on sentence just goes on and on and on. It has more than one complete thought where we should add some sorry guys, my dog started barking. There was somebody at the door. Okay, so we were talking about run-on sentences. So run-on sentences, they go on and on. So you have more than one complete thought. And we need to add some punctuation, like some periods or commas in there to break up those thoughts so that we know to pause when we're reading. So if you remember, when I'm reading those run-on sentences, there's no punctuation for me to pause. And so I run out of breath when I'm reading those. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. Number one says, a mob of almost 400 people crowded around the British soldiers outside the customs house. Is that a complete sentence, a run-on sentence, or a sentence fragment? So we can look and see, does it have a subject, a who or a what? Does it have a verb, an action? Does it have an object? Is it a complete thought? A mob of almost 400 people crowded around the British soldiers outside the customs house. Okay, and then number two says, in addition to shouting insults at soldiers. So is that a complete sentence, a run-on sentence, or a sentence fragment? In addition to shouting insults at soldiers. So I'm not really sure what's going on here because I'm missing some information. So is that a complete sentence, a run-on sentence, or a sentence fragment? What type of sentence misses information? Okay, and the next one says, the soldiers had been ordered not to fire, but the colonists grew more menacing, so one gun went off, followed by others, and the crowd dispersed only when Hutchison promised that the 8 soldiers and their captain would be arrested and tried for their actions. Whew. So I ran out of breath when I was reading that sentence because there was more than one complete thought. So if there's more than one complete thought, is that a complete sentence, a run-on sentence, or a sentence fragment? And the last one says, a stone, some ice, and a snowball. So again, I'm missing some information. So when there's just pieces of information given in the sentence, is it a complete sentence, a run-on sentence, or a sentence fragment? A stone, some ice, and a snowball. All right, guys, go ahead and choose your answer and then turn in your assignment.